There we go.
Hey, I can hear you
Hey.
now.
All right. Fantastic.
All right, so now just
Oop.
do that.
How this works, right? You got to hear me in order for all this to work.
Right, and you're coming in much louder than you have been the past few episodes, so that's good.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm doing anything different.
Oh, all right. Well, fuck it.
Look at you! You was popping all that good shit a second ago, then you got kicked in your chest!
Fashionably late. Whoa. Where? Oh, that's because I turned myself down. I'm like, how come I can't hear myself?
Ah. So that opening quote from the Boondocks is kind of life, right?
Yeah.
My life anyway. Like you're talking all that good shit, and then life comes and kicks in the chest. So. Appropriate.
Is that in general, or is that more so over the past week or two?
Oh no, just in general. No,
okay.
Nothing specific. No, we're all good over here.
Oh, good.
The usual, the usual work stress and whatnot. But other than that, good go.
Yeah. It is 2:10 p.m. Eastern Time, August 22nd, 2021. This is episode 42 of the Rusty Razor podcast. That is fuck.
Dustin,
I've.
Dave, and Primo.
Damn it. Okay.
And we're having a little lag, aren't we?
We are only because I'm streaming to 3 different places at the same time right now.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, right. Okay, so wait a minute. Shit. Oh wait. You know what? I could probably do this.
All right.
Copy, and I'll go into studio mode so that way no one else sees this. Zoom. Paste for reference. Yep, there we go.
So, what is this program you discovered that you were telling me about?
Well, it's a service I used in the past before. I wasn't too sure if I wanted to use it again because it is a pay service, but it's called Streamlabs.
Mm-hmm.
And that is
loud noises.
Let me turn that down. I forgot my phone's hooked up.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Oops.
So, folks, in Caveman today, let's talk.
All right, and then let me go over to this shot and remove you from there and paste you from here. There we go. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Now we'll go back to the main shot. Now we'll go over here, and now we'll show this again. There we go.
While you're talking, I'm picturing just like myself as a floating head, and I'm just, doing the rounds, going to all these different streams that you're moving around.
So it is pajama day in the Stitt household because we are we are currently getting hit by a tropical storm. It's no longer a hurricane.
Right.
It no longer was a hurricane. It was like, hey, before we hit landfall, we're going to be a tropical storm. It's like, oh.
What's the difference?
Not quite 70.
One kicks your ass more?
It's one's not quite 70-mile-an-hour sustained winds.
Okay.
We're still wondering if our trampoline is going to go airborne.
Right. So that was kind of my main question. Like, I mean, what are you supposed to do? What's the deal?
Pray.
That's it. Just
here's
hope for the best.
Well, here's the thing. This is, I mean,
Hey,
it's a Cat 1 hurricane, or it's not even a Cat 1 hurricane. It's a tropical storm.
Yeah.
You definitely want to get your things that can be sucked up by the wind, like inflatable sprinklers, which we have in the front yard. Definitely want to get those out of the way. Tina actually took care of that this morning. She woke up, went for a run, and then put all the main things that we have.
Wait. You hit me with some unbelievable shit real quick right there.
Oh, wait till you hear the rest. But go ahead.
Yeah, so Tina went for a run.
Well,
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, Tina's a runner now. Tina has done 3 5Ks in the past 2 months, and she did a 5-mile run yesterday.
Well, allow me to shut the fuck up and walk that back. My semi-humble apologies.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Holy shit. Oh, right on. Well, fuck it. Go. I mean, good for her on that.
Yeah, she definitely makes me feel like a lazy piece of shit, so, I mean, whatever.
Well, you know. There's only so many.
Got hit.
The who?
Yeah, it
The
just
band?
got hit by an eel.
What, buddy?
The bear just got hit.
Oh, he's stuck on... David gets stuck on things. And he wants to tell everyone about him until he doesn't remember it anymore. A few weeks ago, we were driving toward Tina's grandmother's house, and we watched a bear come out in the middle of the road, and we watched said bear immediately get hit by a Jeep.
Fuck. Yeah, that kind of shit doesn't happen on the... Well, not on my end of the West Coast anyway.
Right.
I'm sure up in the up Northern California it probably happens.
Oh yeah, probably. Right. Probably in the woods and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not here.
The bear popped out in the middle of the road. Here comes a Jeep, and there goes the bear. Shit. So.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, like. And we had time to think of things, and of course I didn't think of things, but I did think of one thing last night, and the thing is, it's weird, subtle differences in things you don't give a shit about. Like, there is a like
Daddy
I met.
got a Jeep.
Yeah, no, Daddy does not have a Jeep. There is a. I don't want to call it a nursery rhyme, but. It's where, say, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, that thing, right?
Okay. Yeah.
How many different variations do people use, like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, like, toward the end? Like, for example, patty cake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows the base patty cake song, but sometimes there's variations of it.
Right.
And how many little different variations are, like Tina last night, she's like, I'm going to do any, meeny, miny, mo to see which one of you gets to shower first. And she goes, any, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If it hollers, let it go.
Watching the tablet.
Okay, David. And then she goes, my mother told me to pick the very best one, and that is you, or something like that. And I'm wait a minute, that just makes me think of how many little subtle differences there are. Because what did you grow up with? As the last part of life, my mother told me, like, how did that go for you? How did that go?
I think, I don't even remember. Is this the one about bubblegum and how many pieces do you wish? Do you think?
No, but let's go ahead and talk about that too.
There's something about, I remember it ending with how many pieces do you wish? I don't know.
Yeah, well, in my case, what I learned is, any, miny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If it hollers, actually, like, the main one's like, if it hollers, let him go. But the way
yeah.
No,
yeah. Okay, you're right.
Right. So, the big one I learned, because this is Tina last night, and this is gonna sound so fucking weird to everyone who's watching or whatever, but this is how we are. Yes, David.
Can I turn off the tablet?
Go ahead. Is your mommy watching it?
No.
Then go ahead and turn it off. So, 40-year-old man talking about 8-year-old little nursery rhymes. So, Tina goes, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If it hollers, let it go. My mother told me to pick the very best one, and that would be you. And I'm like, wow, that's different. The way I learned it is eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If it hollers, make him pay $50 every day. My mother told me to pick the very best one, and you are not it. That's how I learned.
Nice.
But there's so many subtle little differences.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so
go ahead.
Another example, the birthday song. At least as far as I remember, when at the end of the birthday song, there's always either the sassy aunt or the whoever the extrovert is will pop in with and many more on channel 4, or in Spanish, there's a there's a bunch of them too. Not coming to mind right now, but what Elvira or Scooby Doo on Channel 2. There's a bunch of various, right? And I know, like, so there's some families out there that can keep that going like for a while after the end of the birthday song. So that's another example that I can think of.
Yeah, or like the patty cake song.
Yeah.
The patty cake song generally goes patty cake, baker's man, bake me a cake as fast as you can, roll it and mark it with the D, or roll it and something like that. I fucking really can't remember. But it ends with and throw it in the oven for baby and me. Roll it and mark it with a D and throw it in the oven for baby and me. But the way my mom did it was weird because my mom's a weird person. She's probably watching right now. She was in the chat room. There's a little chat room down here in the lower right hand corner now. And the way she did it was, patty cake, baker's man, bake me a cake as fast as you can, roll it up, throw it in the pan, and that was it.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm done.
Nah. Okay, so that's actually a fun thing that you're talking about, right? Like all these patterns that come up in language, like that's part of linguistics, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that reinforces, and this is actually something I think about quite a lot, about the idea of language being a game, right? And the more words you know, the more concepts you understand, the more flavor and pizzazz you can add to your, to your dialogue or to the way that you talk. And it's a game. It's supposed to be fun, to be able to throw in little pieces of spice and little flavors, different ideas into the way that you talk and the way that you communicate with other people, whether it's writing or talking. I like that approach. It's a game. It's fun. Language isn't set in stone, right? I think that's part of how we develop language as a culture. When there was no language, just kind of figuring it out as you go.
Yeah.
Right. Like slang changes all the time, right? And falls and gets popular and falls out of favor and comes back. It has that kind of life cycle to it. So yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. Like I said, it's something I think about quite a bit, about how we have these ideas about how things are supposed to be set in stone, but we always go back to Joe Rogan, right?
Yep.
I'm making sounds with my mouth,
and you're reading my mind.
Yeah, exactly. It always comes back to that.
Yeah.
So, I think that there's infinite variations. I mean, you can take it wherever you want to take it.
Right, and
you can turn it. Go ahead.
Yeah, in my old man-ness, I sometimes have to ask, sometimes either A, the photo negative of me, or B, the younger versions, what something means. Like there are certain slangs that are popular, I guess, for lack of anything better, that are that I won't say. I won't say something is lit. I won't say something is, I'm not going to do anything 100. There's just now we're talking like sociology, right? Like cultural influences, right? Sometimes you can get away with it. Sometimes it's a cultural thing. Like if you said that in a group of people and you weren't like in the group of people, it would be awkward for you, right? Yeah.
You would be like feel excluded from the group because it'd be like, who's that guy? Why is he saying that?
And one that I use, and I hated when it first came out, and I still hate it to this day. But now I've learned to accept it. Is selfie. Yeah. I fucking hated the word selfie when it became popular.
Really?
Because it sounds so lazy. It's like, I'm gonna take a selfie. No, it's not necessarily lazy. It sounds too Valley Girlish. Oh my god, I'm gonna take a selfie.
I'm gonna take a selfie.
Oh my god.
Take a selfie. Oh my god. Let's take a selfie.
That's so lit.
Let's practice our Valley Girl voices.
Oh my god.
Today's episode.
Oh shit.
No, but just briefly on that topic, just imagine how many hours comedians spend perfecting their, their imitation voices and all the stuff that they do.
Yeah.
How much practice it takes to figure that out properly. Random tangent.
Hey, Random Tangent should be the name of the show. As you spit monster on the wall.
Yeah.
He was like,
yeah, no, so yeah, carry on, continue. You were saying something about, I forget.
I think I was done.
Oh, okay. So how did that come up? Where did that pop up?
Well, like I said, Tina last night did that, that little rhyme with the boys. And a lot of the times, certain random things get me really entrenched in thought. I think everything should, but like you wouldn't expect something little like that to kind of not necessarily affect you, but get your mind going. And as soon as that happened, and I was thinking about it, it's like, wow, little variations of this. It's like, well, I definitely want to mention this when I'm talking to Primo tomorrow.
Well, I think it's a recognition of patterns, right?
Yeah.
It's a very easy thing that has a pattern. You're good at stuff that has patterns, mathematics, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think also in that specific instance, I love that the whole eeny, meeny, miny, mo is used as like a power play by parents on the kids. Right? Because you can make that rhyme go however you want it to. Right? Depending on how many syllables it has. So it's a total setup for the kid. Like the kid is screwed no matter what.
Ow, he loves me. Ow, he loves you not. I would have been able to tell you if you gave me an even number of pedals.
Right, exactly. No, this is like elementary school stuff,
Yeah.
No.
I'll let you take your drink before I say anything further. That way I just don't
go
spontaneously get you to all over the place. No, it's just funny that people who are 40 and you're 38?
38.
38, yeah. We're talking about shit, just that elementary school.
Well, this type of shit, I've been thinking about this type of shit my whole life.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about I believe the word is etymology of words, where shit comes from. It's fascinating, which leads into the whole, behavioral health. The psychology, why do people do what they do? Why do people follow certain patterns in life? All that stuff. I'm curious about all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then you are too. You have a very curious mind. So, yeah, this is kind of wacky shit that our brains.
Yeah, and the thing is, I've always kind of taken pride in being able to dissect details and see patterns and understand patterns and expect patterns, especially in different situations in my life. But was that a Freudian slip?
Might have been. Yeah.
But no. So I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at the screen that's being broadcast, and I'm gonna point down here. And I've been asked because these guys, Reaper and Reverend Dom, are apparently going to an escape room convention next August, and wanted me to go with them.
Wow.
So, yeah, DIU Escape Crew, the podcast, available wherever podcasts are gathered. I don't know if they're published on iTunes or anything like that. I know they have I'm pretty sure Dom's still watching, or if he's not, he'll let me know. And I'll link it. But yeah, they've got a number of episodes. I think between the escape room reviews and the podcast, they've definitely outnumbered us big time, because we're at 42. Although it was 6.5 years between episode 36 and episode 37, and it was almost 10 years. It was almost 10 years between our episodes. So it's like, oh, we're trying to. We've actually done more episodes in the past 3 months than the past decade together.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy how time flies, huh?
Right. And who knows when the next time you and I are going to get on here, because someone's got to go back to school.
I mean, it's not as crazy. I'm just taking one class right now.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, because I really hate online schooling. It was cool for a semester or two, but now, yeah, I my job consists of a lot of sitting at a computer and staring at a screen, and then much of my entertainment life and my personal life, is full of electronic gadgetry. I've got like 4 screens right here, you know. I've got like 2 wireless or Bluetooth keyboards. I mean, this whole desk is full of tech. So I mean, I don't want to stare at this shit all the time.
Yeah.
Work, home, and school is too much. And also the experience of learning in person, the conversations with other students, the banter with the teacher, that even the shit that sucks, like it's your first day in class and you do the introduction and you got to tell people something about yourself and it's awkward, but that shit is important, like that is part of the learning experience, at least for me. I feel like I connect a lot more with the material, and just with online school, I feel like, I'm passing the test, I'm doing the assignments, but the moment the class is over, I'm not retaining anything. All this shit is just, okay, it's gone, it's not sticking in my brain.
Right, because because you really haven't had a change of scenery. So you're taking what your normal everyday thing is, and instead of getting out and experiencing something different, even as little as walking out the door, because especially with my line of work, there's a difference between, hey, I don't have any orders to fill and I'm doing everything from the computer, to at least I'm walking next door or into the warehouse and doing something, even though it's 15, 20 feet away.
It's very important. It plays a big factor.
Yeah.
So you there has to be, at least for me, I found that there has to be, or there should be a nice boundary, a nice, very clear line of this is where work ends and then this is where school begins, and this is where entertainment. Like I need those clear boundaries.
Yeah.
And right now, it all kind of slips into one. Really, since coronavirus started, it feels like one big day, one long day.
Exactly. I mean, it's. I mean, I've always had a tough time differentiating the days, especially living at work. But then COVID hit, and then it's like, okay, well, now I don't have an actual schedule, so to speak. It's like I go to next door when I have to, instead of starting at 8:30 every morning. And it's like, and I mean, I haven't done a 40-hour week in at least a year and a half now. And then with everything, go ahead.
You do 60-hour weeks, right? Wink, 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 wink.
Wink, wink.
I can't even wink. Fuck.
No, I can't hear.
I'm awful at that.
Here's Primo's wink. Wink, 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 wink.
I can't even, your video stream is frozen on my Zoom.
Oh, it is?
Reason.
Oh.
Oh, there you are now.
Maybe it just moves.
Yeah, no. Fucking, horrible at winking and really, honestly, let's be honest, horrible at anything that involves
I
subtlety.
can't hear you.
Very good, David. That's by design.
What the headphones?
No, not right now.
Not right now?
Not right now.
Thank you for asking me.
Okay, but okay, buddy.
So, Primo, I'm just having fun with you.
Good, buddy. I'm having fun with you too.
Yeah.
Every time I bring up this screen, and I'm doing like little tweaks to it, he's like, is Primo gonna come on? And I started doing like little itty bitty testing probably about 9 o'clock this morning, my time, and he's like, is Primo there? I'm like, I think Primo's sleeping.
No.
At 6 o'clock this morning, you were up?
I think I was just going to bed for a couple hours.
Oh shit!
Let me tell the tale though.
Here we go.
Let me tell the tale. So here's the deal, right? I'm first of all, let's start here. I'm an idiot. I'm bad at adulting. you know, number one, like the foundation of proper health is a good sleep schedule. And during the week, I'm good, right? I mean, I got to go to work. I got to handle business. Sometimes I got to start early, sometimes later, whatever. It's work. I'm going to handle it no matter what.
Yeah.
The weekends, on the other hand, and especially this weekend, because Kate and the kids went up to Palm Springs to visit her family. So it's just me on my own here. So of course I'm gonna stay up late and you know, drink a Monster at like 8 o'clock, and stay up late, you know, browsing Reddit and watching YouTube videos and generally catching up. You know, it's preseason for football, so I'm really stoked about that. I got school coming up. I mean, like I said, it's not much, but it's one class. Starts on Monday, so I'm taking astronomy. So you know, it should be interesting. And then just yeah, got a lot going on. So. Oh boy. So yeah. And then reading too. I mean, I'm gonna have more reading to do for school, but also you know, just the usual trying to excuse me. Trying to balance work life and school and all that. Not go completely nuts. Some kind of leisure time.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Yeah. I mean, I think we've talked about this before about, you know, it's just finding that balance, right?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we all love our kids, but you know, sometimes you want to be by yourself, or sometimes me particularly, like, I mean, I came from a place of having all the time in the world to myself, you know, and from the ages of probably from the ages of about 10 years old all the way, well, to a certain extent, even till today. I mean, if you saw me, I always had one, a book, and two, some form of music, right? Some form of headphones, some form of going all the way back to a Walkman, to a Discman, to and now to MP3 players, to iPod. Now, you know, I have a massive. I think I have like a 256 gigabyte library. You know, or excuse me, memory card on my phone. So, you know, the majority of that is music and books and comic books. But the majority of that is music, right? So that's kind of been my metronome. That's what keeps me going through it all.
Yeah.
Right. Music is kind of what tethers me. I got music and obviously my, you know, wife and kids and all that. All kind of goes together. So anyway, I forgot where I was going with all that. But anyway. Well, I've been rediscovering it, right? Because it was just one of those things that has taken a long time to get back. Shortly after my mom died, it was hard to get into any books. You know, it was hard to get into any kind of music. It was hard to be interested in any of that, and that's been true to a certain extent. Even though it's been, I think, 11 years now. It'll be 12 years this year, I believe.
Yeah.
And I'm just, you know, I've had little moments here and there, but I think we're back in like full blast. You know, as far as I mean, I remember being a kid and chewing through books. You know, like 2 books a week. And obviously, I still can't do that now because my time's limited. But just, you know, reading a lot more, listening to music a lot more. And my original point was all of those things.
And we circled back around.
Yeah.
And we're back.
All those things are kind of solitary activities. Like, it's all stuff you do on your own. It's not stuff you do with your family. And so, yeah, that's a constant challenge for me, I think. Like, of course, I want to spend time with them. I want to do stuff with them, but I also have to have the proper amount of time for myself to, you know, put my headphones on. And I mean, I'll do shit like, you know, I'll just lie in a dark room with my headphones on and listen to music and just chill out, you know. And so I need a certain amount of that, as well as a certain amount of social and being with the family and doing all that.
Yeah, no, I get it. Trust me, I get it, because I mean, like, I don't know if it was earlier today or last night, but I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, I wish I could just put in my headphones and either listen to some podcasts or listen to a book or listen to some music and just sit there. But unfortunately, my kids are of the younger variety, and even though I have faith in at least David, leaving him to his own devices, it's if I put my headphones in and I don't hear something, that's a bad thing. So I can't do that yet. I mean, there are certain times where it's like, okay, if I'm dead tired or if I'm in pain or whatever, it's like, okay, I'll catch a power nap real quick, because, you know, if I get any worse, I'm not going to be any good to them anyway.
Right.
And, you know, they know exactly where I am. And like my media room does not have a door, as you may have well noticed. It's free roam in and out. Something I wish to change very soon. but unfortunately the opening is actually it's wider than a normal door. So I'd have to rig something up like barn doors or, you know, something like that. I was thinking of stacking baby gates, but then unfortunately the only thing about that is that's the laundry room right behind me, and that's also where the cat box is.
I see.
So can't exactly keep the cats from, you know, their business.
Kind of playing off on that tangent, maybe. I was thinking too, like, so your kids are younger. Mine, one is 19, one is 11. And the thing that blows my mind, at least for me, because I'm such a record and music nerd, there's a lot of bands that I think deserve a lot of respect. There's songs that I think, to me, are like holy and sacred, and they don't give a fuck, dude. They don't care. I mean, all the shit that I think is cool, fucking. All the shit that I built up, my record collections that I've built up. I have I have vinyl, I have tape, I have cassettes, right? I still buy and collect cassettes. CDs, I still buy CDs. Of course, I buy MP3s. I still, on occasion, download some shit on the side.
I was gonna say, listen to you talking about buying shit. You know, you used to give me shit for subscribing to a service, and you're like, why you pay for that? You could fucking just find it for free. It's like, and now you're like, I buy cassettes. But I mean, I can get buying cassettes, buying CDs, but you're like, I buy MP3s. I'm like, you're stupid.
Couple things. I grew up a little bit, and I want to support the bands because they're barely breaking even anyways. The type of music I listen to. So there's that, and there's also. I think I just didn't keep up with the technology, right? Because I think nowadays you have to be involved. Like you have to pay for a VPN or something, and there's actually there's a bunch of different ways that you can go about hiding your tracks or covering your presence. And I'm not fucking into all that. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to figure out how all that works and set it up. And when I was younger, man, again, isolating and doing things that require me to just be focused. I would spend nights, days, 8 hours at a time, just with headphones on, listening to music, and plugged into the computer, like browsing whatever, Reddit, 4chan, whatever other stuff. Well, we're talking about.
I know.
Yeah. Whatever the internet had to offer. I mean, or just rearranging my desktop, organizing my file folders, kind of teaching myself how Windows works because I just didn't really. That's what you do when you're a kid. You poke around, right?
Yeah.
You poke around and play with Windows, or whatever, or installing programs, learning about the Pirate Bay, learning about all that stuff. Going back is to learning into like phone freaking and text files and like the early internet, going back to like the what are they called? The early chat rooms.
Yeah.
I forget what they're called, but yeah, all that shit. Anyways.
ASL.
Lots of time spent on that stuff. I just don't have time to do all that. And honestly, not wealthy or rich by any means, but I can afford to toss $5 or $10 to an artist for a piece of music that I'm going to listen to and enjoy. And the cool thing is, if you're looking on like nowadays, you can listen to a whole record for free. You know, yeah, whether it's Bandcamp or a stream or Facebook or whatever it is. I mean, or a Spotify. I mean, you know, Spotify, Pandora, et cetera. And the availability is there. So really, the only reason to throw $5-10 at an artist, or however much your genre of music costs, is to support the artist and to show that you care and that you're interested in whatever wacky thing they're doing.
Yeah. No, I mean, and it's funny that you say that. Hey, you can stream a whole album, you can listen to a whole album and not need to pay for it. Just in the last week, I'm thinking, hey, do I want to pay for a hosting service for audio files? So if I wanted to ever convert this to an audio only thing, and people can like, hey, we're on Apple Podcasts or we're on Spotify Podcasts.
Right.
But the thing is, it's like, wait a minute. Okay, we've been video for 32 episodes now.
Oh, well.
And YouTube has no problem hosting our episodes for free. So why the fuck am I going to pay for it?
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, we don't use too much music.
No,
I think so. We haven't popped up on there.
Ever since we started doing this again, we have not gone to a spot break.
Yeah.
And my whole thing with the pad setup I got over here, with my sound pads, is I have the theme and 3 songs programmed into the pads, but the 3 songs I was going to change up like every episode in case we did spot break. But right now our new oh well, okay, go ahead. Yeah, bye Primo. But yeah, so you know what? And he's going to do that. So I've always said, hey, we're not on spot break. We haven't had a spot break in forever. I guess we'll have a spot break now. So yeah, let me go into fucking studio mode.
Alright, Primo, we'll see you later.
And we'll
Alright, see ya.
go spot break. We'll create a scene for a spot break. And we'll put that right there. And let's go ahead and we'll just keep yapping. And I know there's one on here. What, David? Primo went somewhere. I don't want to say where Primo went because maybe he didn't want people to know that he went somewhere. But don't worry about it, buddy. All right, just media source. Media source, and we'll do add a new source. And okay, we'll add. And let me find. I'm just talking to myself now. I love this. See, we don't care. Do you think we care about, how professional this sounds? We're never gonna make money on that. I don't have delusions of grandeur of saying, "Oh yeah, he's back." Well, apparently we're not gonna go to spot break.
Oh, there was a spot break?
Well, I was talking about how we haven't gone to spot break.
What the fuck are we promoting?
Oh, nothing. I was just gonna play music. As you drip. You got a hole in your chin.
Oh yeah, fucking caveman mode over here. The family's away. The fucking bearded man will play.
Meanwhile, I've got Mr. Dragon over here. He's just tearing up a box.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sure. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Actually, you know what? Let me. Oh wait, you know what? I shouldn't do that because I'm still hooked up Bluetooth on there, so don't want that ringing through.
So
there he is. Now you can see him.
Vaguely. What I hate about programs now is that it used to be you could just download the program and you could pay once. now it seems like people are going to the subscription model, which I hate. I'd rather pay a flat fee and just get it over with, and I own the software.
Right, and like me, I'd love to have like Acrobat Pro, regardless of how much it costs, because I'd love to be able to edit and do whatever with PDFs. But it's like, no, we want you to pay $15 a month. I'm like, man, screw you, you know?
No thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get away with a lot right now because of student discount.
Yeah.
You just you fill out a form online, you scan your student ID and all that, and you verify yourself. I get Spotify.
Daddy,
I get a bunch of shit for. I'm not gonna go through it, but I get a bunch of shit for like $5.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, a bunch of services, and then I think Amazon Prime was free for like 2 years, and then a discounted rate after that for because of the student discount. So that I'm getting by on that for sure. So yeah, but it still irks me every time, right? Like I'd rather just give me a flat fee. Even like if we're paying for Amazon Prime, if we're making that commitment, like just pay for the whole year now, you know?
Yeah.
This is how I feel.
Although with Amazon Prime you can do that. You can pay by a year.
Oh, well, I'm just not paying attention anymore.
but you're right.
That's on me.
For the most part, these services like example for Adobe Creative Suite, they don't allow you to pay for it either yearly or just once and done. It's like, no, we want you to pay X amount of dollars per month. It's like, you know, it might seem like that's fine in the long run, but it's like, you know, sometimes you might forget about that subscription, and it's like, oh,
well, that's
shit.
what they want.
Yeah. They make, most companies, in fact, I'd imagine all companies make more money off of people forgetting they have a subscription than the actual people who pay for it.
The rest of the world finally caught on to the gym membership model.
Yeah.
Because that's what they want, because they want you to set up auto pay and have it pulled directly from your bank account.
Yeah.
And then you just set it and forget it, and then if you use it, you use it. But you know, you have, I forget what it's called. There's a phenomenon for it, but sometimes you talk yourself into buying something, and then one of those things is you tell yourself, oh, I'm really going to use this a lot. I'm definitely going to use this for this and this and this, and then the moment you buy it, that starts wearing off. Right? Yeah. The things that you actually do with it have nothing to do with the things that you talked yourself into. You know, the things that you said you were going to do with it.
Oh yeah.
And so there's that whole thing.
About 70% of the shit I own falls into that category. It's like yeah, I had this decent, you know, it worked 42-inch TV over here. Like, you know what? I want a bigger TV that I'm going to mount on the wall. And okay, you know, now I got this blah 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 TV, and it finally took me like a year to like, you know what? I'll give away this 40-inch TV over here. And you'd be surprised how fucking stupid people are getting a free TV. Hey, can you deliver it? No. You need to come here and you need to pick it up. Oh, well, blah, blah. Hey, can you hold it for me? I'll pick it up on this day. And, like, nothing ever. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm keeping this TV. So now I'm back to a 2-monitor setup now. So I've actually got Facebook and a few of the widgets over on this monitor, while over here I'm staring at the main broadcasting screen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it worked.
There's some screens everywhere nowadays.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you know, they say that, you know, oh, you're, you know, too much screen time for the kids and all. And for the most part, I agree with that. Like, with younger children, I agree with that. Sure. My boys, especially David, you know, there's certain things that they need to level them out.
Yeah, for sure.
David takes his iPad to school with him. He doesn't use it at school, but on the van ride to school and from school, he's got it out, and it keeps him leveled. That keeps him, you know, from going into an episode on the van.
We give him something to focus on.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's one of those things. It's just too much of a good thing can be bad, you know.
Right. And if I feel like it detracts them from things that they should be doing, like eating, where David I don't have that problem with. Oliver I definitely do. Both the boys no iPads at the table. And someone undermines me on that quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. And it bugs me because it's like, you know, you're undermining what I'm trying to do here.
Constant positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And then we just got behind me just...
Yeah, they're having a moment right
yeah.
now. Oh, my gosh. So I didn't get a chance to get into the wrestling stuff. I was kind of disconnected yesterday, and
make a broken car in a box.
a what in a box?
He's destroying empty boxes I have in here.
Nice.
And he's calling them broken cars because he's pretending that he's in a car and he crashes.
Right on.
So now I've got little pieces of cardboard all over here now.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's classic little boy play.
Yeah.
Right on. What are they into? Are they into like do they like cars or do they like dinosaurs or what?
They are both of them are into video games, especially Mario.
Oh sure. Well yeah. That makes sense.
They're both into cars. David likes collecting them, and Oliver likes playing with them. Both of them like dinosaurs. What else?
But I know when they're kids, they get obsessed with shit, and then it's really intense for a while, and then they move on to something else, right?
Right, and for the most part, like we've bought both of them. David, we've bought 3 different devices. Oliver, we've bought 2 of the little what's it called? It's a company name, but it's like they make the leapfrog thing.
Oh, yeah, I don't know the name of the
something
company,
tech or something like that. But yeah, we've gotten them devices. Like, hey, you know, you can learn on this while playing games at the same time. Both of them have picked it up. Like, played for like an hour, and they ended up getting lost. So it's like, well, okay, well, I'm not buying those devices again.
Yeah, those are pretty expensive, aren't they?
Yeah, especially like if you're not going to use them. But then like David had an iPad, and of course Oliver has to have everything that David has. And so I got forced into buying Oliver his own iPad, and I'm paying for services on both of them, and so it's like, yeah, you know, I'm paying a lot of fucking money for my kids. They're spoiled. But, you know,
yeah, all that shit adds up.
Yeah, but I look at it as, you know, I spoil them with the things that, like, they're never going to have to go through what I went through.
Right.
That's my sole job in life, is to make sure that they're better people than I am, and to make sure that they never have to go through what I went through.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you on that.
So far, so good. Yeah. I've just got this one destroying a cardboard box right next to me.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Oh my god. A couple things. I had this cool experience. This past weekend, not this weekend, obviously, but last weekend I went to the beach. Which, right? Who can imagine me at the beach, right? I haven't gone in the ocean since I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah, it's well, I've been in the isolation tank. I've been in swimming pools. But the ocean, I haven't really done.
The ocean.
Since I was a kid. Yeah. It was, you know me, dude. I'm kind of a sensitive fella, and growing up, I grew up with a bunch of family members that were like really rowdy. They were, you know, some current, some former gang members, and just like just you know, some genuinely shitty people.
Yeah.
And part of the deal was, we would hang out a lot more when I was younger, and anytime we went to the beach or anything like that, being these fucking Mexicans that they were,
These fucking Mexicans.
the way they got their rocks off, or one of the ways they did, was basically terrorizing people at the beach. You know, so like you would always have the uncle or the cousin that's like, oh yeah, let's fucking get random people and we'll just pick them up and force them and throw them in the ocean or throw them in the swimming pool, right? So as a kid, that was like a big fear for me. That for whatever reason, that stuck with me. Like, we're going on this big vacation, or we're going camping, or we're going, you know, we're going on a big trip together with a bunch of family. But I was always like terrified that I would be the one picked to get picked up and thrown in the whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And that whole idea of not knowing, the uncertainty, I guess that really stuck with me. And so I had it. I got old enough, and then we stopped doing those trips. And I just, you know, grew up, became a goth kid, emo kid, whatever you want to call it. You know, wear a lot of black, never go to the.
Don't call me Emo Abe.
Yeah, well, I've been taken down a couple pegs by the kids, so that, you know, I don't mind the. I don't love it, but whatever. So yeah. So anyways, so a couple weeks ago we went to the beach, and I just chilled on the beach. Sat in a chair, read a book. It was cool, but you know, it wasn't. You know, part of me wanted to go in the ocean, and I didn't really have the courage that day. So I just kind of told myself, okay, next week we're going to the beach, and I'm going to go in, and it'll be cool. And so that's what I did, and it was cool. It was cold as shit. But also the cool thing was, like, I was just laughing my ass off like the whole time. I went in like 2 or 3 separate times, and I was just, we did some boogie boarding, and then I was just kind of like floating in the ocean, and it was really cool. Like, I felt like super relaxed, and I was just laughing my ass off. It was a really cool moment, and I just felt like a lot of pressure and like weight coming off my shoulders. So that was really cool. I didn't know I needed that, but somehow that's what happened, and it felt good. So I gotta work that into my repertoire of stress management and just hanging out. And of course, I thought of you because the beach that we're going to currently is the Silver Strand Beach, where you used to do your drives, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we kind of sneak around the back from Imperial Beach, and then go do that drive. And then shortly before you get to where you would have to get on the Coronado Bridge, there's a little strip of beach right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice beach. It's I think there's a stretch of the beach that's like, it's actually considered like a state park. You have to pay for parking.
Silver Strand State Park.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's a really nice beach.
Yeah, because they actually, you know, they allow you to pull in your motorhomes and camp there, and it's actually where the SEALs do their training.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, SEALs do their training on Silver Strand.
Holy shit, I didn't know that. Wow. Well, yeah, I mean, they charge like $10 for parking, and but it's just a bunch of families. You know, there's no creepy people. There's no. There's no, or at least I haven't seen too many creeps rolling around. No, no broken glass everywhere, like OB, for example. Ocean Beach, yeah, you don't want to go to OB with your kids.
No.
I mean, you could, but yeah, I don't know. Your foot might fall off in the ocean.
Right.
So, yeah, man, I don't know. I've always been, obviously a lifelong Californian, and I've never really appreciated the beach. So that's what's up. I got newfound appreciation for the beach.
Well, good. It's nice. These East Coasters don't know what a fucking beach is, so. Just that's
What's the nearest beach? Joyzy?
Well, there are beaches out here, but here, imagine this: there are beaches out here that close.
What do you mean?
As in, they are not open.
How does that work? How do you do that?
They're like think Silver Strand, how they have like the gates.
Oh.
Although, like, if you were to walk up to Silver Strand, you can go in. But just like imagine that like miles up the fucking coast.
Oh wow.
And like there's certain beaches that only residents can use.
Oh, I've read a little bit about that.
Yeah. It's just such a foreign concept to me.
Yeah. It's like I believe I don't think it's countrywide. There's different states. Like I believe in California, it's illegal to, unless it's a state park, it's illegal to have somebody charge somebody to use the beach.
Yeah.
Like all beaches have to be public access.
Right.
Yeah. So, but I mean, some people, there's ways around that, and it's actually like a whole one of those San Diego politics. So.
Yeah, and imagine like Mission or Ocean or Pacific Beach getting quote full to capacity.
Oh,
that happens out here.
Oh, dude, I can't even imagine Mission Bay being
right. Like,
there's so many...
Hammonasset State Beach is closed because it's reached capacity. Like, how the fuck do you reach capacity?
Wow.
Give me a foot of sand.
Yeah. That's crazy. I never thought about that.
Yeah, it's just crazy out here. I mean, and then like when we like when you tell these boys, oh, we're going to the beach, it's like, yeah, don't get your hopes up. But like when me and David were out there in April, we went to Pacific Beach and he went in the water and he had such a blast. And it's like, already he's like plotting our next trip. He keeps thinking that April 2022 is our next trip. It's like, yeah, I don't know, buddy. I don't know.
Yeah, we've got to stick to his timeline.
Right. I'll try to, but I don't know if I can afford it. Because it won't be two of us. It would be four of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I got to take Oliver and I got to take one of the cats. So.
Yeah, I was like, are you bringing Dom or who? I only count three there. So. Lurch, it's either Lurch or Dom, right?
Yeah, I mean, it probably won't be Lurch because Lurch is a preacher boy up in New Hampshire now.
Right. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I
can't
erased that.
Can't bother him. Can't bother him on Sundays now.
Yeah. You can't tell 90% of the jokes.
Right. I mean, hopefully he doesn't become that
guy.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he will, but I've been surprised by much less weird things about people changing for different professions, or in most cases because of the women they're with. Not you. I'm not referring to you. But
dude, the whole change for the woman I'm with, it's a fucking classic wonder. Like it's almost seems like a rite of passage. And hold on, I gotta find my. I didn't plug in my laptop, but anyway. But yeah, that's every young man has to go through and kind of figure out how to navigate that, right?
Right,
and that's not. What happened?
I don't know. You disappeared.
All right, I'll figure it out. But yeah, continue.
Oh, no, like I've actually had this argument with women I've been with before. The old classic, oh, you're different around them. Yeah. You don't want me to be how I am around them, around you.
Yeah, if I did that, I mean, you wouldn't let me fuck you anymore.
Right.
Probably. Yeah, there's some shit I don't understand.
So we don't need any boxes together.
Yeah, apparently, like, the boxes I had in here that were going to be useful are now not going to be useful. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to clean this area when you're done.
Yep.
He's like, yes, I agree.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, he's one of those, oh, it's too hard to clean up. I need help. You didn't need help making the mess. You're definitely not getting help cleaning it up.
Classic. I like it. Dude, kids are like little, on a much lower level, but kids are like little thieves. Like, in that, in that they're constantly trying to get away with some shit, right?
Yeah.
They're constantly testing the boundaries, seeing like, dude, can I get around here? Can I get around there? And if you had a bad day or you're tired or whatever, they're getting away with it, man. It's just.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to let them make a habit of it, but sometimes, man, they just get away with it.
It's a lot. It's really a lot. And we've got a new follower on Twitch. I don't know who that is, but cool. We just got a new follower on Twitch. But yeah, especially like a lot of the times I'll get home, or being an old guy like myself, sometimes it's just like, I just want to sit down. I want to shut off. I'm not going to shut off, but I just want to sit down. And the boys will come in. Oh, well, Oliver said this, or David said that. I don't care. I really don't care. Just don't kill each other. And that reminds me of something that happened. I think it was either last weekend or the weekend before. I have always been a firm believer of teaching kids how to defend themselves.
Right. Yeah.
Because kids, and I'm not necessarily talking about my own, kids are assholes, and they're vicious, and
and some lack impulse control.
Right. And and especially with both my boys on the spectrum, one way over here and the other way over here, I want them to be able to defend themselves, because guess what? They're going to get that ridicule. And I want them to be able to put whoever made them feel bad to make them feel worse physically.
If necessary. That's the other part of this whole thing.
I mean, if they're provoked, you've got carte blanche.
Well, sure, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's equally important as knowing how to defend yourself, as knowing
right,
this is the right time to use it.
Right, and the thing is, when I grew up, I mean, I got into a shit ton of fights because I was always I was always the fat kid, and I was always the smart kid too. So that went double for me of getting picked on. And I got into a lot of fights because, I was the fat kid, or people wanted to make their reputation off the big kid, or let's beat up the nerd, and it never happened. I never was on the worst end of it. And so I got to, in San Diego, especially in East County, the rule was it doesn't matter how much you got fucked up in a fight, you're getting suspended for 3 days. What?
Trash is full.
Okay. Well, I'll take it out later. You know what's not full? The trash can behind me. Crap, I ran over my headphone wire. There we go. Every time I got sent to the principal's office, or they were going to send me home because they were suspending me or whatever like that, whether it be my mom or my grandparents, the first question was always the same: who swung first? And the answer was never me.
Nice, yeah.
Who swung first? They did. Okay. That's all I need to know.
I don't think that works anymore. I think everybody gets punished now, no matter what. Unfortunately,
my boys won't, because if they are provoked enough to if they get swung on, you have full reign to do whatever you want. Like the other day, and this might have been a little bit of bad parenting on my part, but Oliver loves picking on David, and I hate it. Because Oliver can be a bully on that.
Yeah.
And I spoken like a true bully.
Yeah, right. Who, me? No way.
And Oliver, I told David, and I said, listen to me. If Oliver is doing something to you and he keeps doing it and you tell him to stop and he keeps doing it, punch him in his face.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So he did. And broke his glasses.
Oh. Wow, it's funny because you just dipped in your own pocket there. You played yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, lesson learned, I guess.
So yeah, we had to get all of our new pair of glasses.
Yeah.
Dad, it's
Uh,
funny.
that's a tough one. That I think lessons learned everywhere, all around.
Well, but here's what we did. We corrected David. It's like, okay, you know what? If it's Oliver, come tell us. But if it's anyone else, punch him in the face.
Sure. Yeah. We got to modify that rule a little
Right.
bit.
Hey, I'm not paying for it. So hey, but it's only if they're don't start it, but always finish it. That's always what my grandparents told me. Don't start something like that. Don't swing first. But if it starts, finish it.
There you go. Yeah. Woo.
And now I've got two little boys that I'm teaching that to, and I say this as much as I can. Thank God I didn't end up with little girls.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when you were saying. Yeah, these rules or this attitude works really well, I think, with little boys.
Dad, look at me.
Little girls, little girls, definitely not. It's a totally different approach, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, don't swing that. Just put it down. Why are you playing with things that aren't toys?
So you've got your little brood there.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so Friday night, I watched AEW, and everyone knew what was coming. They didn't advertise, but everyone knew. Yeah. And out comes CM Punk, and of course I teared up a little. It's like, yay!
How is the storytelling on AEW?
It's pretty good. They don't go too heavy into a lot of bullshit story, but the stories they do tell are pretty good. Like, like the two main factions, the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle. Hey, excuse me.
Sorry.
Yeah, don't touch that. He's over rubbing this bar he's got wrapped around his neck. He's basically wiping it across my VR headset.
Not a good idea.
No. Not like his mom's gonna replace it.
What is that? He's got like handlebars or something around his neck. What is?
It's
like a pull bar.
You know what it is? It's actually, from when I was going through this foot thing, I had a shower bench.
Oh, I see.
That's actually the bar that attached to the seat.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So he picked it up, and now he's, acting like he curled it around his neck like Strongman.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad.
What?
I'm a man.
That's awesome.
Yes, buddy. You're a man.
Your stream keeps like pausing and getting stuck.
Really?
Or that's just Zoom for me, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh,
Wonderful.
yeah. Okay. Now it's back. Yeah. It's not too bad. But I was gonna say something and I just lost it.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay, we've reached dead air.
So we didn't lose power. It's a good thing.
No.
All of a sudden, now my weather forecast says rain to stop.
So circling back to this.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, there's a hurricane or a tropical storm or whatever. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much does that affect your day or your experience living in here? Like, it's not gonna tear your roof off, right? You don't have to.
No, not
don't
that
have
bad.
to.
What?
You don't have to go in the basement and hide, or like stock up on shit.
Well, it all depends. I have been through, let's see, 3 hurricanes. No. 2 hurricanes. And two hurricanes, 1 tropical storm, 1 tropical depression. Okay, Oliver.
Tropical storm and tropical depression. Come on, do we really need to classify them? That's really.
Okay, I've been through bouts of weather. There, let's keep it simple. Yeah. It rained a little bit. Thankfully, during each one of these things, I have never lost power for more than a minute.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a thing. That's a consideration, right? This power.
Huge. There was a storm out here a couple months ago. Maybe it's more than a couple months ago. It was called Isaias.
Oh God.
And I don't know. Well, you should hear the name of the storm that's coming through here right now. It's Henri. Henri. I'm like, it's Henry, Frenchie.
It sounds French, so you shouldn't have much to worry about.
Well, so Storm Isaias actually knocked out power to at least 20,000 people for 2 weeks.
Holy shit. Where?
Yeah. What part of Connecticut was that in? I don't know, but it wasn't Bristol. And like we had that one. I think Sandy happened right when David was born, and Bristol was basically the only city in Connecticut that didn't lose power.
That's funny.
I actually called up friends of mine. I called up Chuck and a couple other friends. I was like, hey, if you guys need a place to stay, go ahead and, of course you're not, like, they actually issue travel bans during major weather occurrences here. Like, if there's a hurricane or something like that, wow. The governor will come on and be like, hey, if you're caught on the highway, that's illegal.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So if you're at work, you just got to stay at work or what?
Well, most places close. Most places are considered enough to fucking close.
Oh, yeah.
But like, but it's if there's a travel ban, it's if you're going to or from work, actually it should be from.
Yeah.
If you're what they consider non-essential, then you're off the fucking highways. You're off of all the interstates in the state. But
well, I'm sure they play fast and loose with what's considered essential and not essential.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like one company I worked for, which is the only job I've had that I didn't realize that I hated until I didn't have that job anymore, and I realized how much I hated it while I was there.
I'm not dressed.
It's jammy day. Because all we're doing is watching the rain. David, what are you doing?
Don't know.
Okay.
This is so funny.
But I worked for basically this call center that did collections for Comcast cable. And
ooh, collections.
Yeah, and they fucking threw a shit fit if you missed a day of work. You had to have the most outrageous excuse. And during Superstorm, I'm pretty sure it was Superstorm Sandy, they didn't close and they wanted you to report for work.
Superstorm. Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, fuck you, I'm not driving from Bristol to Danbury.
Yeah.
Bristol to Danbury is an hour normally. When there's like snow and major, guess what? That 1 hour just became 3.
Yeah.
And thankfully, the one day that I missed is the day that Tina's water broke. And I'm like, okay, well, fuck you, I ain't coming to work because my wife is having our kid, or my girlfriend is having our kid. And then, like, they wanted to give me shit for taking one additional day after that.
Right.
And it's like, wow. I'm like, and thankfully Tina is like, okay, you know what? I'm back to work. I make more than enough to cover all of us. So, why don't you stay at home and take care of David? It's like, okay. And 3 weeks later, she's like, you need to get a job. It's like, I had a job. You told me to quit.
Yeah, I remember that debacle. The saga.
Yeah, I mean, it was a debacle, and I'm still pissed off at the generalization of it, but if not for that, I wouldn't have ended up at Crowley. I wouldn't have learned about automobiles, and the story goes from there. So
yeah, for sure.
I mean, shit happens for a reason. It's just, you know, doesn't mean I have to be happy about the circumstance.
Good way to look at it. I
Yeah,
guess.
you gotta find some good way to look at it.
Yeah, for sure. So I think I have, so my class, I believe, is Monday, Wednesday for a couple hours. I don't know yet how much reading and, you know, assignment time will be dedicated, but we'll see. Maybe we can do, in 2 weeks, we can do a show, another one.
Okay, because because I will be at this down here.
Oh, right. You've got an event, right?
Next Sunday, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we'll skip that week for sure.
Yeah, and then the 5th is Labor Day weekend, and that's a long weekend.
Are you gonna take your field recorder and all that shit?
Yes.
Okay, maybe
that is actually the reason I bought it.
Maybe I'll call in and type some shit.
There you go.
Sunday, I'll check it out.
All right.
Oh boy.
But yeah, the following weekend is Labor Day weekend.
Oh yeah, I don't know what's going on that. I'll probably take a couple extra days off then.
Yeah, and like David's back in school. David started school this past Monday.
Are you enjoying your extra time?
I go to work. I go to work, so it doesn't
okay.
affect me.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, let me preface this, as I always have to. I love my children. I love both of my children.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's hard to like one of them.
Sure.
But with David gone, it's Oliver by himself, and Oliver is a pain in the ass. If it was just David here, then that's a different thing.
Oliver reminds me of a little bit. I'm sure he's got that little bit of a spirit of Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh yeah, right? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing is he isn't pissing on everything, and thank God.
Well, that again. Thank you, fucking shitty Mexican.
But no, like I love my kids, and there are a lot of things that most kids do that my kids didn't. Make like the typical, oh my God, they're wearing spaghetti sauce all over themselves.
Oh yeah.
Both my kids hate being messy.
What about crayon writing on the wall or markers on the wall?
Oliver did that yesterday.
Did it one time while we were podcasting.
Yes.
Didn't he?
Yeah. And he actually, what are you doing?
I'm gonna sit here.
No, you're not. There's an open seat right there, and there's an open seat behind me. Why are you taking my things and throwing them on the ground?
Don't know.
Put it down. Out. As I was saying, I love my children. No, I've got things over here on this chair that haven't found a home yet, basically.
Sure.
And Oliver's going over there and throwing them all on the ground.
Fuck all this shit in particular.
Yeah. Hey, this isn't mine. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, just toss it over your shoulder. Cool.
But Oliver starts school next Monday, so that means for the first time ever, both boys will be gone all day.
Yeah.
Because Oliver's school is 9 to 3:30, and David's school is 7:30 to 2:30.
And you're off work at
5 o'clock. Normally.
Yeah.
But normal hasn't happened yet, and right now it's not going to happen for who knows how long. Because
we'll see how long.
Yeah, because I mean, like, it's like, oh, we're getting there, and then in my business, it's like, oh, I don't, my sealed tickets aren't coming in, And it's like, oh, Delta variant. Now places are closing that were opened. And, oh, the internet side of my business. Well, guess what? The country's still not quite open yet. And now it's regressing.
It's a weird time, yeah.
But you know what? And this is going to sound hella Republican of me, which I'm not, nor am I a Democrat. But
what's the saying? I forget what that saying is about. You get old enough, you turn into a conservative or Republican or whatever.
Well, okay, let me give you an example. Tina, because she didn't maintain her car as she should, I bought her brand new tires last year for her Dart. And the front ones are now bald because she never rotated them.
What?
Yeah.
Don't they do it automatically when you take it in for oil change?
She takes it to this quick change place, which don't even do the tires, and she never did them, and she never made an appointment to do them elsewhere. So now her front tires were completely bald. I'm like, I just bought those fuckers last year.
Yeah.
So I had to buy her 2 new front tires.
Wow.
So, Primo used to have a Toyota. It was I called it the foot massager.
Oh boy. That really was only the last couple of years of his life. No, I'm good. I've had one already.
He says no, buddy.
No?
Yeah, he says no. He doesn't need a new car. He's got one. He's already making payments on one.
Sorry.
No worries, buddy. Thank you.
So she makes there's a what do they call those? A warehouse store out here called BJ's. Think Walmart, not Walmart. Think Sam's Club and Costco.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we're members. And she found...
You're a member of the BJ Club.
Yeah. She found these tires, and I was going to get her used tires, because guess what? I'm paying for them.
Why?
Why get used tires?
No, wait, she fucked up the tires. She can pay for them herself, right?
Yeah, ain't going to happen.
Oh, wow.
Anyway. So I was going to get her a nice, good set of used tires, and she's like, well, I got this. Yeah. I found these tires at BJ's for blah, 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 blah. I'm like, fine. So I bought them, and she made an appointment a couple days later to take it in. Well, she goes to take her car in after having to wait a couple days, and she goes in, and they are so ass backwards there because no one wants to go back to work for whatever reason, and we all know what the reason is. Let's not fucking be stupid about it. No one's going back to work because they're getting all this free money, which expires in a week and a half. And so they only had one person on duty who was a brand new employee, and their technician, instead of being at the Bristol location, Southington location, Southington is the next town over, they were at the Wallingford location, which is about 25 minutes away. So they said, hey, you can come back at 11, blah, blah, blah. So she leaves and goes back, and it's like, I can't. And another thing, I went to Burger King the other morning because David wanted Burger King. Fine, we'll go to Burger King. I pull into Burger King. Okay, you know what? Let pop quiz. What time would a fast food place that serves breakfast open?
Oh, I'd say at least 7 or 8.
Okay, 7 or 8. Most fast food places that aren't Jack in the Box, that open for breakfast usually open between 6 and 7, but 7 or 8. Okay. So we'll use your numbers. Okay. I pull up at 9:45.
No way.
And I pull up to the window, and the guy goes, I'm sorry, we're not open right now. I'm actually still waiting for an employee.
I see.
And I'm like, I can't fucking wait until this extra money expires and all these people who've been sitting there getting this extra money without realizing that all this extra money is going away soon, who haven't been looking for fucking jobs, aren't going to be able to get a job because all the jobs are going to be fucking taken by people who are actually looking for jobs. And then the way things are getting back to normal. Everyone's going back to work instead of, hey, we're not opening Burger King today until noon. Or this tire place only has one person working and we have already booked out all 16 of our appointments.
Yeah.
Or, hey, we can't open this restaurant today because of a staffing shortage. And that's constant around here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I imagine it's kind of the same way out there. There's got to be places that are having to do that because of staffing shortages.
I mean, yeah, our job is the same. My job is, we're on a shortage right now too. We can't hire people. There's people that are being interviewed and then you give them a call and they never call back. It's just how it is. I think nationwide right now, possibly global, you know?
I interviewed someone for working over at my job, and they seemed like they were going to be an okay fit, and all of a sudden, like the day they were supposed to start, they no-showed.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like that's way more common now too. Like it used to be, I mean, in my mind anyway. I mean, it was a huge deal if you ever no-call, no-show or whatever. I mean, and that it seems like it's very casually thrown around nowadays. It's more acceptable.
Yeah, and yesterday, someone I know.
Well, there's a word for it. Ghosting. There's a word for it. There's a whole thing,
Well, she had an interview yesterday, and it happened to be at a place where her sister works. And she's like, I don't know if I want to go to this interview or not, because she didn't want to waste their time, because she still might want to do the same thing she's been doing, which is sitting on the couch and eating. She's sitting on the couch eating bonbons all day.
Oh, she's getting.
Did you hear her?
No.
From the other room, she's like, "Am not." No, she actually she does gig work. She does Instacart, and she's actually been doing a lot of Amazon Flex. But she's like she applied for this job months and months ago. They gave her a call, and she had her first interview, and they actually were going to do an in-person interview. That was yesterday. And she's like, well, I don't know if I want to go to this interview or not, because I don't know if I actually want to take this job, because I don't know if I'd make more money or less money or like that. And knowing that her sister works for this place, I said, did you use your sister's name? And she said, yeah. I said, you need to go to this interview.
Well, sure, yeah.
Right, because I'm like, I don't care how it would affect me one way or the other. If you use my name and you no-show like that, that's embarrassing to me.
Sure, yeah.
So she went, and so it's like, okay, she did the good thing. She went to the interview, even though she might not do anything with it, or she might, I don't know. But it's like, it's the right thing to do. It's like, don't go through the entire process either an A, act like you're going to show up and not, or B, just throw someone's name out there to see if you can get a job and then kind of screw them over by no showing and no calling.
Yeah. On the other hand, if you are looking for a job, it makes it easy for you to stand out, like just be polite, right? And do one of the things that the whole send a note afterwards or a follow-up email, like thank you for the opportunity, like nobody does that shit anymore.
No, because everyone's just they've gotten people in general have gotten lazy about a lot of things. Admittedly, I'm lazy about things.
Oh, it's part of the culture now. It's just the way it is.
Right. Yeah. But there are certain things that that I'll do. Like, I remember a long time ago, way before I ever met you, learning about the follow-up email or message. Depending on what the technology was. Because guess what? If you send that and you inquire about it, it shows that you're interested. Mm-hmm. There could be 20 applicants for this job, and only one of them has expressed further interest after the interview. Right. So if this one that has expressed interest that I had even the slightest good feeling about, has expressed the interest, then yeah, I'll let's take a chance on them, because I might end up hiring one of these other 19 that I had a good feeling about, but we're just kind of about the whole thing.
Yeah. Or someone could interview not so well, but they take the extra step to do that, and then that leaves a positive impression on your mind, and that you might end up hiring them, and and that they could be a good fit or whatever, But
Lord knows I had my fucking share at Sony.
yeah, I mean,
in both directions,
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's just tough. I think once that money runs out, I mean, we'll be seeing things change again, and I mean that's really what it's been since the beginning of all this. It's been constant change, a lot of uncertainty, and I don't. For me, I go to work at a clinic every day, so it's constantly in my face. It's constantly something I have to deal with.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it's like for the rest of the country right now, but just trying to make it happen and get. I mean, fuck, I'm tired of saying it, but God, I just want things to be normal again.
Yeah, and the thing about my job is I like my job. There's only one thing about two things about my job I don't like. Going into the attic when it's fucking summer. Ugh.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
And chasing payments. Every one of my local customers knows their terms on paying, and if I've got you on net 30, and I haven't heard from you in 4 months, guess what? Your net 30 just became due on receipt. But otherwise, a net 30 means that the day I invoice you, you have 30 days to pay.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And if I give you a month to pay, and I have to keep calling and emailing you, and I don't get a payment for a couple months, your net 30 just became due on receipt, which means I won't even bother with you until you give me a check.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I hate chasing payments. I hate it. And actually, right now I've got 2 customers that I'm chasing payments of $2,400 and $1,700. So pay me, fuckers. Anyway, so I like my job. I'd almost go as far as to say I love my job, because there's different characteristics of it. I learned what I was doing. I learned how the product, and if not for me, my business would go under. And I have absolute confidence saying that now, because I learned, and I never didn't think this before Sony, because I'm not that type of person who's like, oh, you couldn't get anywhere without me. I'm fucking, as important as you think you might be, you're easily replaceable. I've always known that, and it was especially prevalent with Sony. And I'm not saying Sony did wrong by me. Fuck, they let us know a year and a half advance, hey, this is when we're closing. And it was a year and a half later.
Yeah.
So, hey,
good.
Prepare,
Yeah.
So I always knew, especially from then, that, hey, no matter how important you fucking think you are, you can be easily replaced. My job now, you can't easily replace me, because A, I'm the only one here, and B, my boss would have to hire at least a couple more people who would have to know everything that I know. And my boss doesn't want to hire anyone else.
Well, no, I mean it's a good system. It's working. You're happy. He's happy. Everybody's getting paid. Stuff's happening. So I mean, why change it, right?
Yeah, I handle day to day. He pays the bills. He and I'm not saying my boss doesn't do anything. He comes and does what he needs to when he needs to. And the only reason he knows he only has to be here when he needs to is because he knows I will handle the rest.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of owning a business, right? So that you can do that. I mean,
right, and and
why you do that?
when we met, when he bought the business, keep in mind he inherited my ass. We butted heads, and a lot of the reasons.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, a few of the reasons we butted heads is A, we have almost the same type of personality. It's shocking. We have the same.
Weird, yeah.
We have the same sense of humor, and we have the same. Hey, fuck you! Don't tell me what to do unless you know what the hell you're talking about. And You turn.
Oh, by the way, just side note, that attitude when working with providers like doctors and MDs, woo, yeah, it's fun. It's just it's a whole other world that maybe I'll tell some stories on that down the line. But man, there's some good stories of people that are people that are champions at school and not much else. Let's leave it that way.
Book smart, but not street smart.
Yeah, not really understanding the full picture.
Yeah. Yeah. You're book smart, but you don't have a lot of common sense.
Yeah. There's
You're book smart, but you're about as sharp as a bowl of wet mice. There was a go ahead.
No, go. So the thing I've realized that a lot of these people that are in high positions, higher level of, either medical directors or just PhDs, doctors, a lot of them have there's a lot of OCD. There's a lot of probably like anxiety type stuff. It's just funny. I mean, I think I used to more than anything have an inflated idea of doctors and how they would handle their business and go about things. And this coronavirus has for sure opened my eyes wide about that. You can be good at something, or you can have a certificate and then be absolutely useless in a real world practical application.
Yeah.
I've experienced that more this year than any other year.
No, what was I saying?
Sorry, I totally hijacked.
No, it's fine. But no, and another reason that we butted heads is someone who worked here, and of course I use the past tense because he was actually fired.
Yeah.
He apparently, and I have to give the benefit of the doubt because I don't know for sure, because knowing how my boss is, he could be embellishing quite a bit. But I'm also not calling him a liar. He told me that this other person was feeding him bad information about me, about how I am. And my boss found out for himself that what he was hearing was not true. And because a lot of it was like my boss, when he took over, when he bought the company, he took over, he made a lot of, I don't want to say promises, but he made a lot of, hey, this is how this is going to go, and you're going to, speaking directly to me, you're going to be basically blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, I'm just the dick in the warehouse doing all the work while fucking I'm not getting any. And this is when we're at normal operation where I'm putting together 40 fucking orders by myself. And meanwhile, he's just in there in the office just bullshitting with this other guy. Meanwhile, apparently I'm being made out to be the asshole, which I am, but just in different areas of where I'm not.
Yeah.
Whether what was said is true or not, who knows? I don't care to make any effort to care one way or the other.
Right.
But now my boss knows who I am and how I operate, and and I told him from the very beginning. I said there's two things I hate most in life are moving and job interviews. So if I can avoid either of them at any cost, I'm probably going to. I'm like, I get paid a decent amount of money for what I do. I have a very nice place to live. And if I don't need to change that, then fine, because I fucking hate moving.
So I think I don't remember if it's the number one, but it's definitely like top 3 most stressful situations. They've done actual studies on that stuff, and that's definitely one of the top things that for anybody in any situation, having to pack up all your shit for whatever reason has a huge psychological impact on on how you feel and how you you're basically your level of safety. You know what I mean? So yeah, I get it. That's a tough one.
I mean,
I hate moving. Everybody hates moving, I think.
I hate it with a passion, though. I mean, I've had to do
Yeah.
3 cross-country moves in the past 10 years.
Especially that cross country.
Right.
Dude.
It like, and if I don't, like, the situation I have now, and we're not going to talk about my situation, how it affects
Right.
me, but with what David has, there's no chance in hell I'd ever leave that situation. Because David, in 2016, when we moved back here, to now, is not the same kid.
Oh, no.
No, he's a whole lot better off.
Yeah.
But now it's like, even if the opportunity were to come, it's like, hey, you can make this amount of money by going home. I'd have to weigh a lot of things. I'd have to find out firsthand, hey, are the services that we get out here, is the help that we get out here available in San Diego County? Is the level of it even anywhere close to it? Because if it's not, it's like either A, I'm moving by myself and throwing money home, or B, sorry, can't do it.
Or C, it's the job is well paid enough that you can afford to. If the benefits aren't there, you can afford to pay for them.
Exactly. If I made a shit ton of money to where it's like, okay, I will pay out of pocket for private services that my kid gets. If that's the case,
or even partial, even like assisted, you know.
Right. But when we lived in San Bernardino County, mind you, the biggest fucking county in the country, it's big enough to hold the smallest 4 states.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wow.
San Bernardino County, where we had to drive 2 hours to a place and from a place to find out if we're even eligible for services. David was diagnosed with what he had, and they said that the services he qualified for was 30 minutes of speech therapy once a week.
Yeah. Well, so we actually have a family friend with a child also on the spectrum, and he's got some physical issues too, but he goes to a special school and it's all paid for. I don't know the details, but and obviously like you said, it's something to look into if that ever came up. But
right.
But it just made me think of this, the family friend. Yeah, like he's gotten a lot of support actually since he started going to that school. I think he's been going there like 2 years, and it's a total difference in his development.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean, I think it just depends. Why San Bernardino County? Like, that sucks. That they had 30 minutes. I mean, that's not making a difference in anybody.
No, and like one of the huge things that's been made a difference over the past few years is the word goodbye in my household was more of a bad word than fuck. Because if you told David goodbye, thermonuclear meltdown.
Wow.
It's like, life is over, just grab something and hold on. Now he'll actually initiate the goodbye or whatever like that. Like if you were to say, as long as he's kind of in not too much of a transitional mood, so to speak, you could say, okay, David, good seeing you, bye. He'll be like, bye, Primo, But a few years ago, you say that, and
wow.
It's like, oh, fuck. And there's been times where we had like an in-home therapist or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, they went to go say bye, and he just went, blah, and they went to go try and help. And I looked at him and said, no, just walk out the door. Or when he was we had to take him to the hospital because there was something wrong with his leg, and someone came in and it's like, okay, bye, and he fucking went, wah! So I told the next nurse that came in, I said, don't say goodbye to him. And so they tried to kind of do, okay, well, we'll see you later. And David's smart, well, that's bye. Wah! And so the next nurse that came in, I looked at him and I said, don't even acknowledge that you're leaving the room, just walk out.
Yeah,
I'm
just
like, I'm not
moonwalk.
mad at you, but here's the situation. You're leaving, just leave.
Just moonwalk out.
Right. Don't wave, don't look back. Just walk out of the room. Act like you got to go to the bathroom and scurry out or something.
Ah, shit. You gotta hit him with the adios.
Well, we actually did for a little while.
Yeah. To God. Oh, shit. Okay. That's literal translation. To God.
Yeah.
Yeah, friendly neighborhood Mexican
Yeah.
tips. Providing you with tips. It's
Orale.
not tapa. It's not tapatio. It's tapa tips.
Do you remember how the school basically solved his issue with Vi?
What was that?
Do you remember how the school basically solved his issue with Vi?
No.
They flooded him with Vi.
Oh yeah, now that you say that. So Tina brought up a good point. His school that he goes to now, in order to get him past the goodbye is a bad word, they flooded him with it.
Oh, exposure therapy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was going to work because of how he was, but he ended up managing over time to deal with it. And
Oof.
like
Wow.
it was recently. It was really recently. We were at Tina's grandmother's house. And he was already in sort of a mood, and someone said bye to him, and he went to go throw something, and I immediately grabbed him. I'm like, nope, we're leaving. And mind you, David's like 120 pounds. He's a
Oh, wow.
big 8-year-old. And that's one
Really?
of the bad things about one of the medications he's gone on is it causes massive weight gain.
Yeah.
So David was a skinny mini like 3 years ago,
it-
and now he's
Is it that it makes him hold water, or is it actual like that it increases his hunger?
yeah, it increases his hunger.
Oh,
Like
okay.
he'll want to eat everything that he possibly. We have a lock on the fridge,
Oh, wow.
Right.
Really?
and he's
Yeah.
been mainly good about self control. But there's certain times
Okay.
I'll hear the fridge door open, and be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Or that he'll
Huh.
go to eat his brother's food, and it's like, no.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I can see that. Yeah,
Hey, David,
that's interesting. What's unique about them? You know.
did you
Very
want to say
different.
something to Primo?
But it's
See you
also
later, Primo.
later, Primo. I mean, later,
Wow.
Primo. All right. Well, we have been going for a while now. We haven't done a long one in a minute.
Yeah, I don't know where we're at, but we're definitely probably about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh,
can I
wait,
say
what?
hi to Primo?
Oh, you can say hi to Primo. I don't know.
Hi, Primo.
Hey, buddy. I thought we were way past an hour and a half.
Well, I've actually been streaming for 2 hours and 26 minutes, but I think I started streaming about 40 minutes before we got to you.
Before
Actually-
I got my life together.
Yeah, actually, like, because the timer was at 0 when you said, hey, my computer's restarting.
Oh, okay. You know what? For our Zoom call, I got 148.
Okay, yeah, then that's probably where we're
yeah.
at. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Huh. It kind of looks like he's wearing a dress. It's
It
funny.
does.
But he's so happy. He's so proud of himself.
No, and that's one of the things I remember when I was a little kid. It's like one of the things I loved was wearing a big, huge shirt.
Yeah.
You know, forget
For
being
sure.
dressed, and sometimes he actually prefers to be dressed. He's like, oh, I want shorts and a shirt and whatever like that. But when we say like, hey, it's gonna be raining all day, it's gonna be jammy day, then then I'll just walk around with the
And-
biggest shirt on.
Well, and it's Sunday too, so there's that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like universal jammy day. It should be anyway.
Yeah.
I told David he has to ask you for something. But
Okay. Apparently, David has to ask me for something.
Daddy,
What's up, buddy?
can you put YouTube back on?
Why would you tell him to ask me that? What?
Yeah, enough of this brown boy. We've had enough of Primo. Let's get back to YouTube.
Okay, fine, but it ain't happening for the other one. All right. Bring me your iPad.
Oh, I just okay. Well, yeah. Oh,
No, we
Christ, he has his own iPad.
yeah,
I
no,
forgot.
no, because I limit the things that are on there, and I don't like him having regular YouTube because we allowed him to have it, and he was looking at these things where they were talking about shit and killing, and it's like, okay, no,
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what, I'm probably not the best influence about what my kids watch, but there's there's a limit. And
Well, there's parental controls on those tablets, isn't there?
well, I eliminated regular YouTube altogether and only allowed YouTube Kids on there.
Yeah, for sure.
So now Tina volunteers me to hey, go ask your daddy if you can have regular YouTube back on there. No. What? I don't want to chew on that. You've chewed on it.
Yeah, there's random weird shit on YouTube. If you're not, you can run across some weird stuff, which is which I kind of like actually. Some really random weird ass people around the world.
Yeah,
you can kind of take a peek into what they're about or what they're up to. So, well, that's the appeal of YouTube to begin with, right? Like this. I mean, remember when we first started doing this, and I was so nervous about going from audio to video, and it was, it's a big deal. And now it's well, yeah, because I remember I had to go to Fry's and buy a webcam, and it was a totally separate entity, right? It wasn't like it is now, where every laptop or every tablet or whatever you buy has a camera integrated, absolutely.
Right.
And it's set up for. Well, today they're even set up for video calls or for a particular type of streaming. So it's a lot more specialized now than it ever was before. And it's just, and especially with coronavirus, right? The video call is just a more of a normal part of life,
right?
And ever been before.
Fucking webcams shot up and does not have enough available storage. What the hell did you? Christ.
Shit, dude. I remember when if you wanted to buy a decent webcam, I mean, you were dropping $60 at least.
Well, during Corona, all the prices of the webcams went up because everyone was doing Zoom calls. So your cheap ass $30 webcam was costing like $110.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, holy crap.
And well, what's up with Newegg? Newegg seems to have changed a lot. Like it seems like when I search for something on Newegg, it's all like random external vendors. It's not like, remember it used to be Newegg had a bunch of stock that they would focus on.
Yeah.
And and now it just seems like there's not much. I guess they're like the online prize, right? But they must be going through some issues as well. Like everyone is really right now.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
The whole industry is being propped up by video cards.
Yeah.
and the video games.
Flash on September.
So,
yes, David.
Yeah,
the Flash comes back next month.
On September?
Yeah, in September. And when does Supergirl come back?
August.
August what?
24th.
24th, which is Tuesday.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I wonder now.
All right, I think this is a good place to cut it.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Well,
We got a lot going on with the.
well, you got anything else? I've just been rambling on for.
Oh yeah, no, I could ramble forever, but no, this is a good place to call it. Yeah.
All right, so maybe we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Figure it out.
As in you and I, there might be something in between there with me and someone else. Who knows?
Yeah, and then we have a Twitch follower, so now we actually have an audience.
Yeah, so now we need to put out more things and just more rambling and more of my kids just running around in shirts and underwear and.
Yeah, this is like public access TV in the 80s.
Right. All right, so that's who we are.
Please don't contact me.
And yeah, we'll see you when we see you.
Adios.
To God. Oh shit! Nope, that should say 42. Oops. Fucked it up. Hold on. Now I got to do it again. Now I got to do it again. Where is it at? Desktop.
What are we doing again?
I accidentally forgot to change the credits file to read the actual. So here, we'll come back to us. We'll make it look nice. We're back, and now we're leaving again.
Gotta go.
I'm already gone. Fuck! It's still the same one.
Oh no.
Oh, what did I do?
It's like Groundhog Day. We're gonna be stuck in a perpetual loop of just saying goodbye and pretending to leave. The video call that never ends.
Episode 42 credits. There.
42.
42. Done. All right. There it is. There's the right one. All right. We'll see you whenever.
Adios.